go. Do. We back. Let's see, what is this? February 20th, part 2. Or whenever you're watching this. It's perfect. It's fine. It's all now. It's all happening now. Okay, yeah. It's like on pause. There you are, Alicia. Can you see me now? Is it good? Is the sound? How's the picture? I feel like I keep going over here. Let me know when you're here, Alicia, so we can do your reading. Hello, hello, hello. We're just continuing on with a paid reading, hoping to correct the, actually, let's see, hoping to correct the issue. If you can see me, hear me, let me know how the reception is. Por favor. And Alicia, when you have joined, let me know. I see you, but I don't see a comment from you. I gotta fix my filters because I think that is affecting people's comments in the filtering. Alicia, my love, are you here? So if this doesn't work, Alicia, I'm actually waiting for Alicia so we can finish, so we can actually start her reading, her mediumship reading. But if this doesn't work, what we can do is meet privately. It's still frozen. Interesting. Okay. So, let's see. Can I... Alicia... Oops. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's interesting. I found it. Okay, so let's... How did I do it before? One second. I'm messaging Alicia. Let me know if you can see that, Alicia. I hope. So while Alicia, we were gonna do a mediumship reading for Alicia, and then all of a sudden her device, you're in. Okay. All right. So everything's good, Alicia. Give me thumbs up. Let me know it's good. I just want to make sure, because I close my eyes during my readings so I can concentrate and focus. So I want to make sure before I close my eyes. All right, it's good. All right. So let me connect back in. For those of you just tuning in, hi, my name is Angelica. I'm doing a paid mediumship reading for Alicia. And I am offering free and paid reading services, etc. And if you'd like to know anything or about, what kind of services I'm offering, how much they are, etc., or if you have a question, just put it in the comments. Okay. So, Isha, is it Isha? I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, my dear. Those are probably the only type of readings I don't do. It's not my thing. Okay. So I'm going to continue on with Alicia and her mediumship reading. Okay, you ready? So Alicia, know that I'm gonna need your active your active service. I'm gonna need your active comments in order to kind of feel into how to maybe articulate the information better. And please feel free to let me know if I'm right, I'm wrong. Like I was saying, because I'm still learning how to articulate the information, and sometimes it comes to me in a way where I'm like, I don't yet know how to articulate or place the information, but like the information's there, but I'm still learning how to articulate it. Okay, does that make sense? So please feel free to say yes, no, fucking way off, whatever. Okay. All right, so let me tap back in. No problem. Okay, good. So like I was saying, I do have a masculine presence to my right. Right is always indicative to me of masculine or male presence. And I was saying, it does feel like brother, but I do want to ensure that this is who we're connecting with. And I want to make sure for my own intents and purposes that like I'm tagging into the right energy. Okay. So my first question to you was brother kind of life of the party type of person? Everybody liked him, very well liked, great sense of humor. I'm here. I feel, he says, yeah, I'm good looking too. I was good looking too. So he kind of has like a kind of a jokery, like very upbeat type of attitude. Was this brother? Because this is the energy that I'm connecting to. Yeah, beautiful guy. Yeah, very funny. Very funny, very witty. So we're going to go into our second part, which is kind of like I'm already feeling him, hearing him, bringing in messages, kind of just talking. The first thing I hear him say is, I love you, sis. I don't know if like sis was something that he called you, but that's how I'm interpreting it, of like, I love you, sis. He's like, I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. I'm more me now than I was when I was in a body. Like he's kind of like joking how he was very charismatic and funny then, but like, you should see me now. You should see me now. That's kind of like how he comes through. Very funny. Sis only. Yeah. He's like, I love you, sis. I love you, sis. He's here. What he's saying is like, why don't you talk to me more? You didn't lose me. The only thing you lost was the physical representation. But like, he's kind of saying like how he's more present now than he was when he was in a body, and he could be more present now. And like, he's like, he puts his hands up like, well, where you at? I don't. I gotta figure out some of my. So I would take that. I would take that to mean talk to him more. Okay. You still need to accept that. Okay. That's part of what's blocking you. So, okay, he wants to get into that. So what I'm hearing from him is like, you still haven't fully accepted his death. Are you still working through that and like processing his death? Or are you still needing to accept that like he's still here? Which part of that is it? Whew. There's a lot of energy coming through. Because what he's saying is part of the connection tonight is to help you process. Right? Yes, working on it. He's not here. It's hard. Yeah. So that's okay. That's the block. And that's what he was getting at. He's like, we need to have a heart to heart. It's like, it kind of comes across as we need to have a heart to heart, sis. I need you to accept that I'm not there in physically. But in spirit, I'm more alive than you realize. And that like your mind is having a hard time grasping and like getting your head around that he could be more alive now than he was when he was in a body. And that's part of like the limitation of your mind, and like your mind wanting to find an answer that it can comprehend and accept. Part of the block, I'm going to call it a block. Part of the block here is that there's a limitation around how you view I'm searching for the right word, but I'm not sure what the right word here, if it's presence. There's just a block around not only his death, but like getting your mind around how he could possibly be more here than he was in a body. I can just leave it there. He says like that'll do. That suffices, because she understands. Part of this facilitation tonight is to help you process and begin to move past that block. It's like, well, if I was just like gone, then he's referring to me, then like people like her wouldn't be able to like connect if I was just gone, if I wasn't here. He's like, I just don't have a physical body. And that's one of the limitations that your mind is holding on to. Because it doesn't have anything else to comprehend or to like, as a model, like it doesn't really know where else to grasp other than he's not in a body though. Does that make sense? Yeah, right. The acceptance of his spirit now. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So part of his, he's calling it a mission. Part of his mission now is to be one of your guides. He's calling it a mission. Part of his mission now is to be one of your guides in your journey of spiritual awakening as well as healing. Because he said it's about family helping family. And your family. And he's going to help you every step of the way until you realize he's there. He's kind of joking and making fun until you get it through your thick skull that I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. I just don't have a body. Until you get it through your thick until you get it through your thick skull. He's really funny. He's really funny. I see there's so much love here. He's like, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. Like, you're my sister. Like, how could I? Why would I do that? So part of his mission, interesting, part of his mission is to not only help you on your spiritual awakening and your healing journey, but also to pave the way for when it's your time. It's actually going to be a lot easier, a lot more seamless. He's going to He's also here to help you clear your karma and like your blocks and your limitations. He's like, so we learned a lot of them, but now that he's on that side, now that he's in a different frequency is another way to say it. He's going to help you and he's going to teach you, but you have to be willing, and you have to be open, and you have to be receptive. It doesn't mean like that you're going to know all the things all at once. You still got to be a human. You don't get to know all of the things. If you did, he wouldn't have a mission. So you're actually also giving him purpose. In spirit. To help you. Like it's Like, it's me and you. It's me and you. He comes in very strong. Part of what this connection here tonight is to help you, is to help catalyze very interesting. Yes, spiritual. Yes, healing. Also, like your heart. Your heart is still grieving, and he's here to help you like process that grief. That's part of, if you're open to it. If you're open to it, Alicia, there is some heart healing available for you through this connection. So you can put that in the comments if you're open to it. I need your consent. If you're not ready, don't feel like you have to. But that's available to you now. And that's part of the reason for this connection, was to help you heal and like release some of this grief, because the grief is actually part of what's blocking. It's part of what's blocking the mental, like it's like your heart and your mind are out of sync and misaligned with each other, and they can't communicate properly, and it's creating this block in the mind. Mind's like, I don't know. The heart's like closed down because there's grief, and it's going to take a while to process it all, but we can help to process, to help release a significant amount of that grief. So it's not causing nearly the significant block that it is now. You're open to it? Okay. So one moment. I think he wants to say something. Where's on that? He keeps saying, I got you. Like, you can't fall. I got you. With him on that. It's funny. I like how he talks. It's very, I don't even know the word for it, but like the way his spirit is coming across, it's like resolute. Like, I got you. You can't fall. Like, you're going to have your human journey, and there's going to be challenges and opportunities, but like, you can't fall because I got you. Okay. Now he's saying I can proceed. Very interesting. Okay. All right, Alicia. So I just want you to go ahead and take about 3 to 5 deep breaths for me. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay? Continue to do that. And as you do that, I just want you to relax your awareness into your heart space. As the heart hurts, feels a bit abandoned and closed off. Because I don't want to feel abandoned. And it feels like because you don't want to feel abandoned, shut off. And it also is like confused. And there's just like a lot of the best word I can hear, the best word I know for this is like just misaligned. There's like your brain is saying one thing, your heart is saying another, and it's also grieving, and there it just feels disconnected. That's the word I was looking for. It just feels very disconnected, kind of discombobulated. Okay. So I just want you to feel and rest your awareness into that heart space. And I want you to feel your physical heart. And just breathe deeply into your physical heart. And as you feel into your heart, I want you to bring your awareness to the pain, the loss, and the grief that your heart is holding on to. And I just want you to give yourself permission to feel it. Shele has. Shele amoe hiaka nele has. Shekia la hamakia alehis. Asho ulehiasane alahas. Shuku ile mahala yasamhiaha. Yelahayana laayaha sanata. And don't try to make sense of the gibberish. I just want you to feel your heart, okay? Halaki maha aleha anaha anade hiaseki amawe. Shuwala. Shuwala mahia has. Yela elea aleha aleha. Elea elea. Kuye le kuye ne laha. This is about letting go of the illusion. There's no separation. There's only the illusion that you're separated. Komele asaneha niha 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 nile moyere. Umele a hawe sikia maniwi a hale ana hale na hane adato we sikia nate. Just keep breathing deeply into that heart, my dear. Feel what you feel, whether it's emotions or sensations or memories, whatever is there. Just allow it to be there. You don't need it to be anything else. Just allow whatever is there to be there. Hole alahama aka anelehas. Shakuye, Shakumale, Anaki, Alaki, and Ade, Hose, Maha, Masa, Masakaleana, Wayahana, Shikuele, 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 and Atatian, okay, and Wallahana, and a wilderness is another. Shkue, 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 and Yakoya, Koya, 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 and Ade Hasanaki. Just feeling and being present with whatever you feel, whatever you see or hear, or whatever sensations may arise in that heart space. Just staying focused and awareness resting on that heart space. I can hear your brother coming in again, saying you're destined. You're predestined for great things. Don't let this stop you. This is nothing. He's like, this is nothing, he says. He's kind of showing it to me as if like you're standing in front of a curtain, and because there's a curtain there, you're saying, oh, that's all there is. He's not there, but he's literally standing on the other side of the curtain. It's like a veil. It's kind of like a very medical thing he's showing me right now. Also kind of very literal. Sometimes we forget, and there's like veils. And there's actually no veils anymore. But sometimes, those veils are still there until we're ready for those veils to drop. He's like, all you have to do is push that curtain aside. I'm literally right there. And even if the curtain is still there, I'm still there. He's kind of laughing about this, like, I'm still here. He's kind of amused at how real it feels to us as compared to like now in his now experience. It's like he's so amused by he's so amused by it. It's like it's so, because it's all an illusion, he says. It's fake. It's literally created by the programming and your beliefs. So you're literally creating all of the limitations, all of them, all of your limitations. And he's here to help you release all of those limitations. It's like he keeps coming back to you're destined for great things. And I'm here to help you. It's a very beautiful connection. He's kind of showing me how it's very timeless where he's at. We're in a physical reality where we experience time, and time is getting more malleable, more loose. And where he's at, it's so timeless, and he can just kind of very easily support you with the things that you need. He's like, I'm already working on things like way in your future. Like, I'm already working on it. Like, I'm setting you up for success, but you got to do the work. Okay, let me correct myself. He says, you got to do the work, sis. You got to do the work. He can't do it for you. You're in physical reality. in a physical body for a reason. He can't do it for you, but he's setting things up so you can knock him down. He's like kind of like a tag team, like a tag team. Greatest brother and sister tag team, he says. Very, very, very excited. Very excited to be your tag team partner in this. He just needs you to play along and you to release these old ideas, these old, old ideas, old beliefs, which are connected to old identities. He said, you're going to grieve. You're going to grieve my physical being. That's a part of life. There's no escaping that. You can't like wave a magic wand and never experience it again. It's going to come. But he said, that's the beautiful part of life. It's a part of it. If you were to wave that wand and not feel that thing, you would feel empty. And he knows that's not what you want. And it's not who you came to be either. You came here to be in a physical body, a physical life. It's going to have its challenges and opportunities, like he said. But it can be a great life if you let it. Because he keeps talking about how he's working on things. But you got to do the work. You got to show up. He can only do so much. He's in spirit. You're in the manifest world. But your connection is that you're both spirit. You're in spirit. You're just focused in a way that creates the illusion that, puts you in this game, in this reality. But you're also here to remember you are spirit. You can never not be spirit. And your connection cannot be broken. Just still clearing quite a bit of energy over the heart. Excuse me. So what he said, he's kind of, he's been, he's been talking to you this whole time, but he kind of like turns to you in like a kind of an intimate, serious moment and say, like, are you ready? Are you ready to do the work? Are you willing? Because he's got your back. And if you're not willing and ready now, that's okay. He's still gonna be there when you are ready, when you are willing. That's how much of your back he has, he says. Even if you're not ready now, he's going to be there when you're ready. He's not going anywhere. This part of this rite of passage for you is trust. It's a big part of it. And that lives in the heart. Trust lives in the heart. Faith lives in the heart. Like, sure, it can be up here in the crown chakra as well, but like it's a major characteristic, a very significant characteristic in the heart, faith and trust. It really opens you up to possibility, into creating miracles, manifesting your dreams, manifesting miracles left, right. Okay? He says, I got you no matter what. But he says, are you ready? Are you willing? Like, if you need some time, he's still going to be there. He's going to be there when you're ready. Okay? He keeps, it's very, very, he's very emphatic about that. Whenever you're ready, is on your count. It's on your timing. He's already there. He's putting things in place. He's excited about it, but you have to be open and receptive. And that just comes with processing the grief, letting go of the grief, and knowing grief can come in at any given moment, but you're here to feel it. You're a human. It's part of the experience to mourn the loss, the physical loss of that person. It's a unique part of the experience. So cherish it. It's sacred. It's to be honored and held close to your heart. As you hold that close to your heart begins to open. Very magical ways, miraculous ways, he says. And all this time we've been talking, your higher self's working on your heart. Mother Mary's actually also stepped in. She's Mother Mary's so great for working with the heart. So great. So if you ever feel like you need extra like mother support, I recommend her. But go with whoever you intuitively feel guided to. But like she's brother's like, no, she needs to be like he's like Mother Mary's over there. And she's kind of doing her thing in the background. And I work with her pretty intimately. And so I mentor with her. So she's whenever I work with like heart stuff, she tends to come in to help support with heart stuff, processing grief and opening the heart and letting the heart know it's safe and secure. So just letting you know she's also here. So what he's saying next he's kind of saying like we need a form of communication. So when you're ready, you need to start talking to him again and being receptive to noticing the little signs that he's there, he's around you. I see him sending like animals and or like pennies or like money on the ground. Not limited to those things, but that's what I see him showing. That's what he's showing me. Like butterflies, birds, but okay, I was gonna say, I was like, what is that? I even see ladybugs. I even see ladybugs. And he said, like, the smaller it is, it's almost like the smaller the insect, it's almost like a refining it down. So that may come a little bit later. So maybe put that in your back pocket. But I see even ladybugs, like ladybugs or dragonflies, like smaller insects coming in. I guess more palatable, more palatable insects like ladybugs coming in. And then like change on the ground. But it says you need to start talking to him. You need to start, like, again, when you're ready, developing your own language. So this is about opening you up more spiritually and your intuition and your ability to perceive much more acutely. Okay? So he's going to work with you with this. You just have to be ready and open. You have to talk to him. Talk to him out loud. Talk to him in your mind. He can hear you either way. It's all just energy. It's all frequency. That's what he is now, is just energy. So whether it's in your mind or out loud, he's going to hear you. He's going to get the message. Okay? But your part in this is receiving the message and not doubting it. Not trying to explain it away. Oh, like, if you're like, hey, are you there? And talking to your brother, and then like all of a sudden you get like, you see like some change on the ground or a penny on the ground or something. You're like, oh no, that person just, you're trying to explain it away. Like, oh, that person in front of me just dropped it. Like, hello. That's part of he's wanting me to illustrate this point because that's what a lot of people do. And they dismiss the miracle because they're limiting it to like a mundane happy accident. There's no accidents, there's no coincidences. It's all divinely orchestrated. Are you listening? Are you receptive? So start talking to your brother. Start talking to your bro. Is this a big brother or little brother? Because I'm hearing big bro and I'm like, I don't know if that's accurate or not. But start talking to your brother because he's going to start reciprocating. So this is going to be part of your spiritual awakening, part of him supporting you through your awakening process. And this is a really special bond. It's a really unique bond. I have to say, like a lot of our A lot of times our family can become our guides, but there's just something about it that feels very special and very unique, um, for whatever reason. So treat it as sacred, honor that. And the more you kind of maybe come from that space of honoring that connection is still there, it will help you to more naturally open up to hearing and seeing and intuiting what he's saying. He says over time you're going to be able to hear him. So I feel like you're more inclined to being clairaudient, being able to hear things. Okay, but that's the message I get from him, is that you're going to be able to start hearing him. And as you release, kind of process more through the grief and acceptance is a part of the grief process, right? Like there's anger and bargaining and all of the things, and finally acceptance. And that's not just like all of a sudden one day I've accepted it. It's a little bit each day. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, and it all adds up over time. And before you know it, you're like, wow, okay, I didn't even realize I was at this place, but I'm at this place and I've grown so much. Okay. So one of the last things that your bro is saying is, I feel like I want to call him bro. What's up, bro? The one of the last thing he's saying is like, life is beautiful. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like we get too much in our heads, and we forget to enjoy it for the miracle it is. Like enjoy it. Remember it's a miracle, and he's going to help to remind you and support you in the remembrance of like life is a miracle. Enjoy it, like literally enjoy it. Okay. He's like, it's good talking to you, but this is just the beginning. This was just to like kind of open you up and kind of open the door. You're fully capable. He's there. Whenever you're ready, he's there. Right there beside you. He's not going anywhere. He's saying, remember, it's his mission. It's his mission to help you now. He's got an inside view. And he's going to use that inside view to help you when you're ready. It's just the beginning. This isn't goodbye. This is just the beginning. You'll see. He says, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. I got you. So he's taking a step back. Out of my field. And I'm just going to take a moment to kind of come back and also thank your brother. Just thanking your brother for coming through so beautifully, so boldly. And just sending you both blessings and miracles of the highest order for your beautiful journey that's just beginning. You're welcome. Big Bro. Okay, so it was Big Bro. I was like, I keep hearing Big Bro. Whew. Whenever you're ready, Alicia, let me know how you feeling. I'm gonna kind of scroll back up and see if I missed anything. Oh, well, he didn't talk about anything that happened to him. I guess like the sense, kind of feeling it into it now, seeing as how like the reading went, that that's not like a focus. And that's not to say like his life didn't matter or like those things. It's just like not the focus now. It's more like this reading was for you, and anything else would have just deterred from the actual focus, which was you processing your grief, moving through your stuff, and getting reconnected to you. Does that make sense? I almost feel like he's saying like that's something for another time, for you both to personally one-on-one discuss. But no, he doesn't get, he's like, this is blocked. It is blocked from me. So no, I even intuitively, I don't get anything. It's more like this was meant for you. Okay? Does that make sense? Hi, Monica. I don't know if you're still here. But it's good to see you again. I'm kind of coming back from a long hiatus. Yeah, does it make sense? Okay, makes sense. As long as it makes sense to you, um, that's all that matters. I'm a little floaty. I'm just grounding myself. So, just sending you all the love, Alicia. There's so much love there. There's so much love there. Focus on the love right now and feeling your grief, processing your grief. But sending you all the love and big hug, big hug from me. Okay, can you ask a question, Willis? Let me see if there's anything there. I can only tell you what I see. Sometimes they don't show me these things, so I will. I don't know that it, whoever feels like a male, I don't know if he will. That doesn't mean to, that's, you have to also remember that that doesn't mean he gets away with it. So just because he's not, just because someone or this person may not get caught doesn't mean he gets away with it. Does that make sense? In the grander scheme of things, his soul will have to reckon with the lives he's affected and the people he's hurt. It feels like a male, like a big guy. Like he feels like a big guy. Like tall and big. But that's kind of like the only sense. And in the grander scheme of things, sometimes this is a turning point for the person that was the perpetrator as well. It does? Okay, you're welcome. In the meantime, I would say just focus on you. I don't get anything specific other than it kind of vaguely feels like he might not. But in the grander scheme of things, we all have to reckon with the things that we've done. Whether it's in this lifetime or the next one or 500 from now, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to reckon with it sooner or later. Thank you, Bridget, for the finger heart and the roses. I love you. Thank you so much. I don't always, thank you. Finger heart. I don't always get to those to say thank you for those, but thank you. So Nicole, that wasn't a mini reading. Victoria or Alicia actually paid for a mediumship. So we can do, how about let's do one more last call, like last call. Okay. I am I am offering free and paid readings and services as well as other paid services. Okay. So as for my free readings, you just comment with your name and a question. It can be yes or no, or like general. And the way those work, I also don't do pregnancy or fertility. The way those work is I just go wherever I'm intuitively guided. Okay. So don't take it personally. If I don't get to you, it's just kind of an intuitive spirit kind of just guides me and I go there. Okay. It doesn't, however, mean that if I read someone else, there's not a message coming through for you. Okay. Also, as my paid services. Thank you, Alicia. I really appreciate you. And it's always an honor for me to facilitate. So thank you. Thank you for entrusting me with your connection. Okay, so here's my paid services. This is so we got in-depth readings, right? Chakra clearing and cord removal, quantum healing, mediumship, multidimensional mediumship. So what you were just witnessing to, if you were watching on the live, was mediumship, or even on the replay, was mediumship, and Alicia paid for that. Okay, and I have those as paid services because it takes more energy, more focus. Okay. If you do or would like to or are inspired to or guided to pay for a service or donate for a service, all the links to donate are in my profile. Okay. And then you just let me know in the comments you donated. Okay. So you click on my profile. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. PayPal's all the way at the bottom in the little icon as a little, like a money sign or something like that. Okay. So let's do last call. I've been on for quite a while. This is part 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave your questions in the comments and I'll just see if there's anything else. Hello, Shelly from Maine. See if there's anything else or anyone else that needs to be read. And yeah. One second. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you guys. I always get like a lot of compliments about my hair. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel so much better about growing out the natural natural. Like I like it. It's nice. No, but thank you. I really appreciate it. Which color though? The pink or the natural, the au naturel? Oh, excuse me. So much energy clearing. Okay. So also please know I do post all of my live streams on my YouTube channel. So if you ever want to, if you're ever like on the fence about getting a reading, whether it's one-on-one or live with me here, you can always go and check out some of those lives. You know, you can see all of the different types of work that I facilitate. I'm a badass. I'm just telling you. You don't have to believe me, but I am. Been doing this work for a long time. Thank you for all of the follows and the likes. I really appreciate it. Jazzy, you sent money? All right, let me check PayPal because PayPal has been fucking delayed. Sometimes it's like it doesn't want to let me know until like 2 hours after the fact. So let me check. Yeah, you sent it. Okay, I'm just gonna check on my end because sometimes it doesn't send for whatever reason, and I have to make sure because I've had it happen where I give somebody a reading and they just ended up not paying me, and I'm like kept on asking. I'm like, so I just make sure on my end. Let me refresh. I actually had someone. Oh, hold on. I have Shannon, Kylie, Brittany. I don't see anything from you, Jazz. I actually had one of my ladies earlier that paid for a reading. She had to resend it because it didn't send. Something's going on with PayPal right now. So maybe just go back and see if it's sent. But it's not showing up. I only have 3 for tonight, and that was from Brittany, Kylie, and Shannon. Okay, so maybe go back and check. It says it's sent. Okay, so let me refresh. You said PayPal, right? Let me see. Oh, there's a lot of energy. Drink a lot of water, guys. A lot of water. It's still not showing up, my dear. Don't worry, though, if I do get money, or if it does eventually come in miraculously, I do get a hold of the people and then I offer them like an audio reading, but it's not sent on my end, my love. Okay, I keep I've like refreshed it like 5 times and it's not there. So maybe check it. I don't know. I would check it again because it's someone else. Like I said, someone else had to resend it tonight because it didn't send the first time. PayPal being weird. Conspiracy. Thank you for the roses. So if anybody's asking for like people from the other side, generally I only do like mediumship through a paid, because it's a paid service, right? Unless I kind of get off of the top things like that are really, really kind of shorter messages. But if you're looking to connect, I would definitely invite you to consider actually paying for a reading. Or if you're kind of on the fence about that or you're not sure, checking out the YouTube. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I've been kind of on a hiatus. How are you? Good night, Alicia. We love you. Thank you for coming in. I'll keep checking, Jazz, but if I didn't have to like show you like all the things, yeah, I only have 3 on PayPal. All right, so let's get to our last callers. Sierra, can you you're asking, I'd like to know if my manifestation for before the end of February is making its way to me. Can you be a little bit more specific? I ask, or I say this because sometimes what people ask is a little vague, and I need sometimes I need a little bit more specific frequency to tune in to like the possible timelines that are there. Does that make sense? You like my earring? Which one? Which one? Thanks. I don't know if you're here, Sierra, but that's what I was. Let me know. Oh, big financial shift. Okay, thank you for that clarification. Let me just kind of fill into your energy, Sierra. And I'm just filling in because there's what I feel when I tune into your energy, Sierra, is like I'm trying to think of the best like phrasing here. It kind of feels like it's here and then it's there and then it's over here and then it's over there. So like your energy feels pretty split to me. And this can have an adverse effect on our manifestations. So it feels like there are like your conscious self is wanting to manifest money and bring in a big financial shift. There does seem to be some unconscious agendas that are resisting a big financial shift because it goes against your operating system. Like, who would I be? They like like it's like a who would I be if I had a big financial shift right now? I wouldn't know who I'd be. The unconscious can see that as a threat and push it away. Does that make sense? So it feels like there is a bit of an opposing force. So you're kind of fighting yourself essentially with this financial shift. And until you can get most of your energy on flowing in the same direction. And by that, meaning letting go, releasing these old identities that would see it as a threat to actually have money because then they wouldn't know what to do. It's not a part of their identity. releasing those identities that are causing resistance and getting more of your energy flowing into it, into the actual conscious manifestation you want to manifest. It's going to be a slow go, and you're going to see trickles, but not like a big, I don't see like a big financial like windfall or a big financial shift until like you get your energy right, so to speak, or fall or a big financial shift until like you get your energy right, so to speak, or they're broke within 3 to 5 years, and they're broke within 3 years, and like within 5 years, worse off financially. You need to shift your identity. Okay. So I know that's probably not what you want to hear. But like if you do the work and you release these old identities of like, I'm not worthy, I don't belong, I'm invisible. These are 3 identities that I'm tagging into right now. If you can release those identities, it'll come in quick. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. But I hope that makes sense. Oh, Momo, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you for subscribing. Oh, what do I offer? So I'm offering free and paid readings as well as some paid services. Okay, so let's go through it. Free readings, just comment with your name and a question. It could be yes or no, general, love, health, career, etc. I just don't do pregnancy or fertility. As far as paid readings or paid services, like it's just there's paid. I put on the bottom because I forgot to put on the top. In-depth readings, like in-depth. When we're talking about in-depth, I mean you get way more. You get so much value for $33. Chakra clearing, cord removal, quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. If you have questions about anything, let me know. And if you want to kind of see me in action, I post all of my live streams on TikTok. I post all of my live streams from TikTok onto my YouTube channel so that you can kind of see how I offer, what I offer, how I do it, how I facilitate. Yeah, Jazz, I don't know if Jazzy, you're still here, but the payment never came through. So, yeah, I just want to check one more time just in case. Oh, what is multidimensional mediumship? So there's 3 questions. What is multidimensional mediumship? How do we pay? And is there a list? There's only a list for the people who pay. Okay. Otherwise, like with the free readings, I just intuitively go where I'm guided. How do we pay? You go to my profile, you click on the button. There's Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. PayPal is all the way at the bottom. It's been kind of glitchy tonight, but PayPal is all the way at the bottom with all of the other icons in the little money icon. Okay. Multidimensional mediumship is where I connect with your kind of multidimensional self, your higher self. And I either connect to I kind of bring in whoever is coming in for your highest and best good. So it could be angels, it could be your higher self, it could be another multidimensional aspect of you. But it's always serving your highest and best good. So this always comes with like some kind of messaging or insight for you in your present moment here. There's typically some kind of sound coding, light languaging, and or healing with multidimensional mediumship. That's one of my biggest things that I do. That a lot of my regulars are like they love it because just all of the different frequencies and messages that come through. Okay, oh, that makes sense. Thank you for the follow, Megan. I appreciate that. Mhm. So mediumship is 39 as well. So if you were wanting to speak to a loved one, that's that's mediumship, okay? Oh, thank you for the little hearty. I like it. Thank you, Priscilla. Who is here? Vicky, are you still here? Vicky was asking a question. Let me know if you're still here, Vicky. Vicky was asking, or saying how her fiance left in the middle of the night, and you can't seem to leave him alone. Vicky, okay, you're here. You're saying, am I supposed to? Well, so I'm not here to tell people what they shouldn't do. First of all. Second of all, I do what I do provide is like insight. And I just tell you what I feel, what I see, what I sense, and what I know that comes through my channel. Okay. And then you get to make your own decisions. But I do know what you're saying. I do know what you're asking. But that's just to clarify things on my end. Okay. Just so that you know that I don't want your power. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. And I'm not here to do that. Okay. But Vicky, first of all, I'm sorry. I know I've never experienced that personally, but I do understand, like, I just like the pain and the feeling of like rejection and pain. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for that. I'm sorry that that was done to you. I'm sorry he did that to you. So your guides are coming in to say, okay, there's a lot. He seems to have made his choice. He's chosen. He's made his choice. It's kind of simple. However, they kind of bring me back to you and say that there's a, it's almost like there's a part of you that's in denial, that doesn't want to believe. It's like disbelief, like suspended in disbelief, like, holy fuck, I'm in such belief that, like, did this actually just happen? And almost unable to accept that he made his choice. And guess what? You deserve better than that. You deserve a love so full and so rich that they want to be there by your side. They're not going to just take off in the middle of the night. This was premeditated. This is what I'm feeling, is this was premeditated, and he was actually planning this for a while. It wasn't like just something that was like, this wasn't something like a spur of the moment decision, like spontaneous. This was premeditated. He'd been thinking about it for a while. And you deserve better than that. So what the opportunity for learning and, I guess, growth here is worthiness. You're worth something better, someone better. And you have yet to see that, because there are parts of you, unconscious parts of you, that don't believe that you could ever have something as good as what your conscious awareness wants. So this part of you that is operating in unworthiness wouldn't know what to do if you all of a sudden had someone that was good to you, always there for you, interdependent. There's a codependence thing here as well. Like almost like enmeshed to the point where losing yourself in a relationship, and when that person goes, you have no idea who you are, what the F to do. It's like it leaves you lost and confused and in disbelief like you are now. Okay? And so this isn't like, I say this not to say like any of it's your fault. It's not your fault. This is just unconscious programming that is created from like the womb to anywhere from 4 to 7 years. Okay? Unconscious programming where we have no idea, we don't have context to life and certain situations. Some things happen, and if we can't process them, they're put in the unconscious. We make them mean something because we're meaning machines. We got to make things mean things. Our unconscious makes things mean things, puts it in the unconscious, then it becomes automated. So it's not your fault. It's just part of the programming. Okay? But your responsibility, if you should choose to accept it and own it, is to become aware of when that happened, why that happened, and release those identities. Realize that they aren't true. They're lies. They're lies that you've either taught yourself, others taught you, or you inherited through your bloodline from mom and dad or through your ancestral line. Okay? So it's like a worthiness thing. I'm not worthy. I do feel like a I don't belong thing is what I keep hearing. And then like a power thing. Like you feel powerless. I'm just going to take, what I can get. And this is the unconscious operate. I'm going to take what I can get because, it's in survival. Okay. Our unconscious, its agenda is just to keep us alive, keep the organism alive. So if you suffer through something, even no matter how horrible it is and how much you might want another experience, if you've survived it, the unconscious is like, oh, I've survived that toxic shame. I've survived feeling unworthy and feeling like a piece of shit and feeling like I don't deserve anything, but I survived it. And so it's just to keep you alive. And so our responsibility is to go in and identify and release these identities, because they're all of these beliefs and wounds are hooked into and attached to old identities. And these old identities, they've served us, they've kept us safe, but now it's no longer serving you. So that's the long answer. The short answer is you get to decide. Do you deserve better? I mean, I think you do. I'm pretty sure. Like, who agrees with me? If someone left me in the middle of the night, I'd be like, I'd be devastated. But I'd be like, bye. I deserve better than that. I'm not chasing you. Bye. Part of what this is, there's also some courting there. That's why you feel like uh, drawn to this person, like you can't let him go. There's courting there. Um, through the sacral, through the sexual energy center. So, and that can be really, really easy to release those. You just have to be willing and, kind of willing and ready to release those. But that's part of the energetic, like, compulsion that you're feeling to keep, like, I can't leave you alone. It's an energetic thing. There's just cords through the sacral, mostly through the sacral. Say sacral and root, because it's what you know, it's what feels safe, and besides that, I'm not sure what to do. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it gets to be your choice, my dear. It gets to be your choice, Vicky. But I mean, I feel like you deserve better, and I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, like, you're a beautiful, magnificent being. And if this person wants to go be with them, process those feelings. That's not to say don't feel devastated and don't feel like, feel it. You also need to let it go. I would say it would be your highest benefit to just let it go. He's made his choice. You can't we can't ethically force someone's will, force someone to be with us, or force someone to do something that we want them to do. And not only is it unethical as far as, like, humans go. I say that because the universe doesn't operate in ethics. It just is. So it's unethical as a human. It creates karma as well. Okay. I would just let it go. But that gets to be your choice. Okay. Hope that helps. I'm way better, but it's strong. I grieve more than my 15-year marriage. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Your marriage was perfect. Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking through the comments. Yeah, I kind of agree with Siren here. When they're talking about, it sounds like he was a walking embodiment of your past wounds. Yeah, that's what we do, is we manifest people, situations, places, circumstances in our life that are literally just the embodiment of our unconscious wounds and unconscious operating systems. Yeah. Oh, you lost your husband. Oh, I got you. So it sounds like he was maybe even like a distraction. This guy was like a distraction from the grief. Did you ever was it your husband, like, that passed away? Is that what you're saying? Because it kind of feels like that's the case, and it was like a distraction to keep you from feeling the pain and the grief from your husband passing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this guy was distraction. That's all he was. I'm talking to Vicky. I was speaking to Vicky Best Curry. Yeah, it's I would say it's best to leave this other guy alone and process your grief from your husband, because it feels like you haven't properly grieved. If it feels like you wanted a reprieve and a distraction, which who can't relate to that? I can. Like, who wants to feel that? But you're here to feel. You're here to feel the things. You know, honor it. It's sacred to feel so deep. This human experience is a very, very unique experience. We feel a lot of things that other beings don't feel. That's not to say it's easy, but it does feel to me that you just wanted to distract yourself and get a reprieve from grieving the loss of your husband. And it's because it's improperly processed, you need to go back and process and feel and grieve and honor your process. There's excuse my voice. There's what I found that there is a lot of improper processing when we go through breakups or even losses of jobs, um, grieving loved ones who have passed away, etc. It's not in judgment. I've done it myself, so I'm definitely not judging anybody here. But that's just what I found. And people, because we don't want to feel depressed, or we don't want to feel negative emotion, or we don't want to feel those things, we look for someone else. That's what comes to mind is this really, really distorted programming of the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. It's like the worst possible advice. You need to process your shit. You don't have to, but the best way is to process your shit first. Give yourself some time and space and respect your process. You deserve that. You deserve that space. You deserve that to honor all of the good times and honor that loss. You got to sit with the pain. Yeah. And a lot of people want to do that because it hurts. It's not rainbows and butterflies. But guess what? The only way out is through. It's processing it properly. You've been with them for 8 months. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be that guy wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. He was there as a temporary distraction. So one way you can look at it is thank God you only spent 8 months with him. And thank God you can now see, or thank goodness, whatever you want to say, thank goodness now you can see this person for who he is. And, year, 2 years, 3 years into it, he didn't up and leave you even more just devastated. Thank goodness you see who he is now. Yeah. How do you get rid of the gifts you have? Why are you asking? Why do you not want your gifts, Elizabeth? That's part of the process, Vicky. She says, I do, then in the same breath, I'm dying. That's part of, in my opinion, it's part of the very poignant beauty that is being a human, because we can not only feel relieved, but also feel like we're dying at the same time. It's a very unique human experience. And I just want to send you some love and some comfort. Anybody else wants to send Vicky some love and comfort? It's human. It's what it's like to be human. We can't get away from it, no matter how much we want to run or distract ourselves or hide from the pain or whatever. It's just a part of life. The more we can accept it and lean into it, the easier it gets. That doesn't mean that it's not challenging still, but it's part of integrating the whole emotional spectrum. And the more that we sit with these things, the less emotional charge and less triggering they become. See, I hate to love him. It's okay to love him. It's okay. It's okay to love him. It's also okay to know at the same time that he's not healthy for you. You've had him your whole life, Elizabeth? I mean, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, we all have gifts that we're born with. It's really about how you're perceiving them. And what feels like is there's a lot of, you carry a lot of wounds around, it feels like you carry a lot of wounds, Elizabeth, around your gifts. And you're actually perceiving them as curses because the way you've connected through your gifts have ended up in a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos, a lot of destruction, and very disempowered. You're not in your power, my love. You're not in your power. That's why you don't like it. I used to hate being as sensitive as I am. Hate it. Fucking hate it. But what I had to learn was how to handle my gifts, what my gifts were, and learn how they worked and work with them. It wasn't an overnight process. But my sensitivity, my empathy is my fucking superpower. And I would never give it back. Now, if you wanted to, there's certain gifts, in my opinion, there's certain gifts that you can give back. And other ones, they're a part of who you are. And if you were to give them, quote unquote, give them back, you're basically, what you're talking about, this is what I feel what you're talking about, is like abandoning parts of yourself and you're rejecting parts of yourself. Yeah, Logan. Absolutely. Do you have the, do you need the, whatchamacallits? I mean, what else are we going to do? What else are you going to do with your time here on Earth? I mean, you can sit and wallow and become a victim, which I've been there. No judgment. I've been there. Definitely no judgment from me. But you can either wallow and complain and be a victim to everything, and including your gifts, or you can choose to own them. And this is really about your power. You don't want to, This is about you not wanting to own your power at the very, very, very basic level of it all, Elizabeth. It's you don't want to stand in your power because you don't want to misuse it, and you're also scared of your own light. You're scared of your own power. I've been there. I know what that's like. And I love you. And I'm sorry that you're afraid of it. And I'm sorry that you've had experiences that were scary and made you feel like being in your power or owning your power was somehow wrong or bad, or would make you a target for others to attack. And it's a very valid experience. So I'm not dismissing or invalidating. But that's not the only experience. And if you're sensitive, you're actually here to own that shit. Because we actually need you to be able to bring balance. And some of our most sensitive people are like, make the best energy workers, make the best healers, make the best alchemists. So an in-depth reading is $33, my dear. And you can pay through Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. PayPal is at the very, very bottom of that page, of my Linktree page. It's in all of the icons, and it's like a little money sign or something. I don't remember but that's PayPal. I don't remember what it comes up as, but that's PayPal. You too, Elizabeth. Love you, love you, love you. Own your power, girl. Or not. But there is another way. There's another choice. I'm living fucking proof. Okay, so I don't know if Logan has come back, coming in back. I don't know. So Sasha, how do we get a mini reading? It could be yes or no. Okay, here's my free readings. Just comment with your name and a question. It can be yes or no. It can be like a more in-depth. And the way the free readings work is I just go to whomever I am intuitively guided to. You're so empty. You're logging in to pay for Venmo or pay through Venmo. Okay, I got you. You're welcome, Sasha. Yeah. And I got some time while Logan pays. So if anybody wants to put their questions in the comments, I also answer questions. I channel answers too. If you have questions that are on your mind, I also channel answers. I wonder if it's interesting. I also channel answers. I'm just a bridge. It's hard to describe what I do because it's really just I'm a bridge. It's always those are the most common questions, is like relationship stuff. Let's see. Hold on. Kayla, I'm feeling you for whatever reason. You're asking, is Kenrick committed to you? So I'm just going to kind of tune in. I'm going to, let's see, I tune into your energy, and through your energy, I feel into the connection and into this other person. So just give me a moment or two to kind of just tap in. This is very interesting because I get like a committed for the moment type of thing. And usually when I tap into this type of energy, it's typically because the person, not always male, but a lot of the times I've tapped into this energy, it tends to come from a male, more of a male or masculine energy. That it's like they haven't truly explored who they are, what they want, their values. Um, they don't really know who they are inside and out. They're not really willing or interested in looking or finding out, like that thing, like that phrase, know thyself. They're not really interested. He doesn't feel really interested in knowing who he is. So it's kind of like fly by the seat of his pants type of person. So with this type of energy or with this type of operating system, uh, can lead to, or yeah, with this type of operating system, there could be a lot of erratic behavior. All of a sudden, there's like spontaneous, like, oh, all of a sudden, I'm not interested in this relationship. I want this relationship. Or so it's kind of like it's like that type of energy. Does that make sense? He just feels like a fly by the seat of his pants type of person because he's not really interested or willing to look at like the deeper things. There's a lot of distraction. So I don't know if he smokes or drinks, but there's like a lot of distraction and numbing. Um, and a lot of times when we want to distract or numb ourselves, there's like a lot of deeper issues going on. There's a lot of pain that I don't want to feel. So I'm going to do everything I can to not feel anything. Okay. So there's like a lot of pain underneath. That's not to say, allow, it's not to say like get so focused on, oh, this guy needs my help and he's a wounded puppy. Like, no, like it's important to see the reality of things too. It's really important to a lot of us that are sensitive or empathic, we tend to see only the good in people, and we kind of, because we do that, we blind ourselves to the actual reality, their actions. I would say this guy's actions are already speaking for him and for whether he's committed or not. And I think you already know. You're just wanting confirmation. Okay. Um, but that's the vibe that I get from him. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah, he just doesn't want to feel the things. And when people don't want to feel the things, they're very disconnected. So their actions are going to reflect that they're disconnected. So they're disconnected to your feelings, your wants, your needs. And we don't need to demonize anybody, but like it's just to see the reality. Um Ooh, Washington State. Thank you, Jackson. That's my cat's name. Um, hey, Logan, are you here? Did you want, I don't know if Logan, I was just kind of waiting for Logan. Logan, are you here? I haven't received any payment if you are here. But I'll give Logan a couple more moments. If anybody else wants to, okay, there's Logan. I see you, Logan. Sending you all the love, Kayla. You already know. You already know. His actions have, and you deserve all of the world, all of what you deserve everything. So, I mean, just from here on out, if you choose to stay, just be aware. Oh, you want to confirm? Oh, I don't see anything yet on my end, but for whatever reason, this year, the payment apps have been, what do you call it? They delay. I don't know why. Did you already send it, Logan? I don't see it on my end yet. Or are you still confirming? What's the haps, Logan? Let me know. It's very interesting. Z is asking, is Jesse cheating? It's really interesting because it just sent, you're right, it did just send. I got it, Logan. Let me put you down. Make sure I get you. When I keep getting poked. When I tune into your partner's energy, Z, it's kind of like this person, Jesse, this person feels very, I guess, irresponsible. And what I mean by that is like not taking responsible for his actions at all. Almost like to the point where he'd be in denial. So I feel like he's like, no, like almost like the feeling that I get with him is that he'd almost convince himself that he's not, because he doesn't fully know how to take responsibility for his actions. Again, another disconnection in that masculine energy, just not knowing how to take responsibility for his actions or who he hurts. Very disconnected. This happens with males and females, and however you identify, just with people that feel very disconnected. And very separate. And even even almost feeling like they don't belong on a very deep unconscious level, because when you feel disconnected, you're not thinking about how your actions impact others or how they might feel, etc. And his energy feels like that. So I don't get like, I feel like he'd be in denial if he was. But I don't see like a yes or a no. I feel like your gut knows, and his actions. If he's aloof, standoffish, acting differently, almost accusing you of, like, there's certain signs and red flags. But I feel like your gut knows, and I would listen to your gut. That's what I hear. As far as like a yes or no, I don't hear it. Okay. Yeah, I don't do pregnancy, Abby. Okay, Logan, are you ready? Let's see. TikTok. All right, I got you. Do you have a certain? It's like, are you open, general, or do you have like a certain specific question, topic you want to dive into, etc., etc.? Logan, it's your turn. You're up. Let's fucking go. All right, wait 1 second. Let me see. Let me swipe that. Okay, sweet. Open. Okay. I like it. So you're open. All right, let's do this. All right, Logan. So just to remind everybody, I am reading for Logan, but if any part of when I'm reading for anyone else, if anything resonates, take it. How does it apply to your life? Allow it to kind of like, allow yourself to feel into it. How does it apply? Etc. And if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. It's simple. Don't complicate things. Don't try to be like, oh, that doesn't fit. She's stupid. She doesn't know what she's talking. If it doesn't resonate, just don't take it. There's no need to fight. There's no need to fight. Just don't take it. It's simple. All right, Logan. So I'm going to connect to your energy first. And then there you are. And then I'm just going to kind of listen for a moment or two and see what kind of comes up. I get a feeling when I tune into you, Logan, I feel like a restlessness. The other word I hear is listless, feeling listless. And I'll just be, I'll be transparent and say, like, I would have to look up the definition of listless. That's how I know it's not coming from me, but this is the word that I hear, listless. Listless. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's what I hear. Okay. Restlessness. So it's almost like I hear, this restlessness is going to get you into trouble. Almost like up a creek without a paddle is what I hear. Not sure if that makes sense. But it's almost like this restlessness is I guess adding to and or creating boredom. And then I just do things out of boredom rather than intentionally and consciously focusing on something on purpose. So really what I'm kind of feeling from your guides, your higher self, is like, what do you want to create? And focusing this like extra restlessness, it's almost like an anxiety. Focusing it into something creative. So like almost like if I were to feel anxious, like the example that they're giving me is like, if I feel anxious, maybe doing scribbles or drawings and just like letting my mind kind of float, not even really paying attention, but like creating, I'm creating, or even just writing. To that way you're channeling the energy in a creative way rather than a destructive way. Not sure how you're channeling it now, but they're saying like it's more destructive than it is creative. And then they're kind of like saying that's why you don't want to end up a creek without a paddle. So channeling this restless energy into something creative, even if it doesn't have to be like this heavily thought out thing of like, oh, I'm going to create this. No, it's literally like, oh, I feel bored. I feel restless. Let me doodle and just kind of let your mind wander, or write, or go for a walk, or, what else can you think of that's creative, or paint, or whatever, sing, dance, something that's to focus and channel that energy into something creative rather than allowing the anxious, anxious energy to kind of take over. Excuse me. Does this make sense? This is they're kind of showing me how this is part of your process, or even like your initiation into like full creatorship. It's going to take a while. A rite of passage isn't just like one day and you're done. And then they show me how like we have like bat mitzvahs and quinceañeras and like, and sometimes I think it gets lost on like, oh, it's a day to party and that's great. But like oh, we've become disconnected from like the deeper roots that are there. If like realizing it's a stage of life, like years long, that are a rite of passage. So they want to make it clear that it's not like just a day, just a year, it's going to be a while, but this is your opportunity knocking to start focusing that energy in a creative manner rather than letting it overtake you, and either it getting destructive or just like, it gets boredom, and then I'm like, I'm just sitting here doing nothing, or you could just channel the energy in a much more creative fashion, and it's going to help you find alignment, creativity, and like more things that are in alignment with your purpose, okay? So get creative, even if it's just scribbling, like You don't put a lot of thought into it. Don't be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Just like, if you don't know what to do, get a piece of paper and a pen and just like scribble, write, do whatever. It doesn't need to be a masterpiece. It's mainly right now, it's about channeling the energy and focusing the energy. As you move through this rite of passage, there's different layers, there's different skills that will come in, there's different. Yeah, there's just going to be different layers to the unfoldment of it all. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. There's a thing about around perfectionism, and that's, it feels like that also, that's part of what creates this restlessness. I need to be perfect. I don't want to do the things. I want to do things. And then it kind of amps up into anxiety, like to anxiousness. Just be creative for creative's sake. Just to be curious and open as if you were a kid, to be playful. I would tap in to the frequency of just being playful. If you start to feel yourself in your mind, what do I do? What would you do if you were a kid? Oh, I'd go out and like make mud pies. Then go make mud pies. Don't even overthink it. It's just about like focusing the energy in a different way, because this is going to help you transmute and alchemize the energy and utilize the energy in a creative way rather than destructive. Okay. Actually feeling to pull a card for you. I paint and I write. Have been on a long hiatus, and I've been feeling pulled to. So this is your confirmation, right? You've just been putting it off. That's part of like, I feel like that's part of like the restlessness and the anxiousness. If you just do it, I don't need to be perfect. I just want to play. I'm a kid. When you were a kid, you didn't care. You didn't have an agenda. You just did it because it was fun and it's something that you wanted to do. So just do that. Okay? I'm going to. They already had two falling out. So with your because you're asking about spirit guides and stuff. It's like, it's always, oh, I'll get around to it, and then I never do. Yeah, it's part of this old identity that you've created. Because if I do something, I need to be perfect. And if I'm not perfect, then I'll receive criticism or judgment. And that's scary. And it's like a threat to my safety. So being more, just not doing anything, it's more safe. Does that make sense? So you were asking about like spirit guides and stuff. I'm actually being guided to not talk about that very specifically, because here's the thing. This is going to be for you. You have an inner guidance card. I know it's upside down. I can wiggle my ears. And this is about an initiation. What did I just talk about? I talked about a rite of passage, right? So part of this rite of passage, learning how to channel your energy in a more creative space, this is going to move you into not only a more creative space, also on top of that, a more intuitive space. And they're just going to come, they're already there. If they're more wanting for you to connect more directly. Okay? They're there. But the fact that you're getting these, you're feeling the things. You're feeling the things. And then you just don't get around to it, proves that your intuition is there. It's on. It's a confirmation. You just got to do the things. You don't need to be a perfectionist at it. The one thing I will say is that there's a muse, like a very creative, like you say you were doing art. One of your guides is a muse. And I almost feel like it's actually another part of you that's literally a muse. Like a multidimensional aspect of you that's like a muse. Which they're saying, which is really funny because they're playing on that word, a muse, and being amused. Being amused at your boredom, being amused at humanness, and playing with it. If you're bored, draw a picture of you being bored, sitting there. You know what I mean? Play with it. You're literally a muse for yourself. Tap into the frequency of playfulness and being amused at your experiences, at what you're experiencing. I feel like that is the frequency that you're looking for when it comes to your spirit guide. And like your spirit guides in there, they're going to come in more and more and more. That's the only thing that I can really say. Yeah, they're like, nope, you can't say anything. There's nothing else there. That's one of your things. So the more you just kind of follow your internal guidance, and do the art. It doesn't need to be serious. It doesn't need to make you money. It's just for creativity's sake. More of that's going to flow because you're learning how to like really tap into that energy, okay, and focus that energy. It's very, very important. Very, very important, very significant for you on your journey that you learn how to focus your energy now, especially the creative force within you, okay? The other part of this is healing. No, actually, that wasn't that way. Your other card is healing, and this is again another initiation card. So, not only will this channeling your energy bring in kind of more your muse and amusement. And this whole initiation of like listening to your inner guidance. Simultaneously, it's going to help with your initiation and your rite of passage into healing. I like to think of healing as remembering your wholeness. You're not broken. You've never been broken. But you are experiencing yourself as maybe separate or broken. It's an experience. The experience of it is real, but it's still an illusion. Okay? So it's like remembering that you're already whole. You've never been broken. You can't be broken. But you've had experiences that you do carry from lifetime to lifetime, because it's just information that we carry in our field, and we carry it until we reconcile it, right? Until we learn the lesson. That's how we grow as a soul. Okay, so this is part of your healing process. So I feel like art would be extremely healing for you. Letting yourself be amused and playful. Okay. As far as typically, so what I'm feeling for like anybody coming through, that's really mediumship, which is different. I'm just kind of tuning in. They're like, no, not this one, not this one, not this one. It's like a different thing. Like a reading is a reading and a mediumship is different. Okay, does that make sense? So they're really just in kind of, they're like, no, my guides are coming in and saying like, no, there's a boundary there. Okay. So as far as that, like I'm not getting anything anyway. They're literally blocking me. Okay. For that. Did you said, let's see, hold on 1 second. Did you say mediumship? You paid through Venmo, right? Oh, because I must have misunderstood you. Because I thought you wanted an in-depth reading. I guess. So if you want to do the $6 difference or whatever, we can turn it into one. We can do it into one. Okay. So I misunderstood. My bad. Okay. That was my bad. So after the fact, we'll just do the after the fact, okay? And then we'll just do the reading right now. So is there anybody in particular you want to connect with, or are you open? I need to get some water. You can do specific, you can be open. It just depends. Oh, what's that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't sit there and move my ears back. They don't go very far. I'm like, I'm doing it right now. I have to, you have to find the muscle. I haven't like practiced that in a long time. Logan, did you go? I wonder if she went to pay the six difference. Are you still here? Logan, let me know that you're here, my dear. Or are you looking to, let me know. Are you looking to connect with someone specific? Open? Oh, open. Okay, thank you. Let me get a drink first. So you said you're open. So just so you know, even though I'm super, super intuitive, I feel all the things. I hear, they show me images. I also know and hear and feel a lot of things. Mediumship, I find is a bit different. So I'm still learning how to articulate and ask, you know, kind of ask the right questions and things. So kind of just bear with me. It's definitely going to take, I'm definitely going to need your like active participation. So if I'm wrong, it's okay to say I'm wrong. If I'm right, you know, it's okay to validate. But just know that, you know, because energy is my first language and English is is it's a bit of a challenging contact sport for me. So sometimes I even find it challenging to do the mediumship thing because it can be very particular. Okay. And I'm still kind of learning how to like articulate it all. So let me just, again, just kind of tune into who wants to come through. I feel presence to my right. Right typically for me indicates male presence, male, 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 male. Very, very masculine presence. This feels like older gentleman. So I keep hearing dad or father. Is your father passed away, or do you have like a father type figure who is passed? As I keep seeing like a kind of like an older gentleman, and this could even be like grandfather. I'm still learning how to like differentiate father from grandfather and like older generations. But I see like older gentleman with like a long mustache, a longer mustache. It's this person feels a bit southern. He feels a bit southern to me. Um, Mustache. I keep getting like a long mustache. So, Logan. So, I need you to either confirm or deny. Do you have is your father or a father type figure passed? Because this helps me figure out where to go. Yes. So, is it father or father figure? Father. Okay. Did father have mustache? I have a, hold on one second. I'm just gonna have to let this, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the person that I see coming in. Now, I don't know if your father was what if your father was Southern, had a Southern accent, or was from the South, or had some kind of connections to the South. But this is kind of what I'm feeling. Is this something that makes sense to you? Feels very like I'm just getting like Southern ties to the South, whether that's an accent, um, or like the demeanor of like how they can be just very like open, cordial, etc. Absolutely. So this is the consciousness that I am connecting to. Okay. Feels very like very southerny, like very cordial, respectful, very, I want to say gentle. I don't know. Does that make sense? Gentle? Like I'm not quite sure the other descriptive word to describe his demeanor and his like the characteristics, but it feels like very gentle. I can't think of the actor's name. I wish I knew the actor's name, but he reminds me of this actor. I can't think of his name and I can't think of anything he's been in. But he reminds me of this actor. Very kind of like gentle and respectful and straightforward. Okay, so now that we've identified the person, let's go into like the messages, insights, etc. that are coming through. Okay. First thing I hear is like dad or your father. I don't know how you connect it or like how you refer to him as, but I feel like your dad is like I want to say father because it feels more proper. It feels like it fits him more. Um, um, but it feels like your father is like speaking to you more directly. He's like you're always going to be my little girl. You're you're like never not going to be. It doesn't matter if I'm past. It doesn't matter if I don't have a body. It doesn't matter if I'm like not physically on earth. You're still my little girl. I'm still here. He's not, he doesn't feel quite like a guide, because sometimes our pass on loved ones will step in as like a guide. It doesn't feel like a main guy. He almost feel here's the word. He almost feels like an honorary guide. He helps with like the human stuff and helping your spirit team. Um helping your spirit team because a lot of your spirit team doesn't feel like they've been embodied. He helps he steps in as like an honorary guide to help them understand your human experience better so that they in turn know how to maybe guide you, direct you, and also like not to overwhelm you. Okay. No, not Matthew McConaughey. He's an older guy that has like a lower voice and kind of like a lower register voice and like I want to say he kind of has a southern. I don't know if he actually has a southern accent. I can't think of his name though. It's not Matthew McConaughey. It's like an older gentleman. You know who he played the dad on The Ranch? Does anybody know that guy? He played the dad on The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher. If anybody knows that guy, that's the guy. That's the guy who your dad reminds me of. Your father reminds me of. Sam Elliott. Yes, exactly. That's exactly who your dad reminds me of. He comes in very much like that. Right on point. All right. So okay. Okay, my dear. So I'm going to ask you before I get into, because like what dad is showing me, or what I just want to say father. I was like it feels more fitting. What your father is showing me, or from what, like, the sense of what I'm getting is, it feels like, have you I want to ask you, have you fully, or do you feel like you fully processed the grief? Um, Obviously, this can come from waves, like it can come in waves. Years after, we can still feel the loss. But I'm saying, like, a majority of the grief. Do you feel like you've processed your grief? Not at all. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna work with your heart a bit, because the heart is still kind of sad, isn't it? Your heart feels sad. Like, it feels like, when I tune into your heart, my dear, it feels like I don't know what to do. I don't know if your dad was like, you felt like your dad was your whole world, but it feels like my world doesn't make sense without him in it. And your father is over here saying, I'm still here. I'm still here. Again, this is kind of like our last mediumship reading a little bit, where your dad is wanting to, he's helping, he's helping with this, but he's helping you understand, like, on a deep sensorial level, like feeling it in your bones, that you can know the concept, like he's there, but like feeling it, there's still a bit of a disconnection there, like not feeling fully connected to that. Does that make sense? And so your dad is here saying, like, I'm still here. Obviously, you're going to grieve the loss of the physical presence, and that's a part of the human experience. You can't escape it. That's a part of the process. But the more you feel it, the more you allow yourself to feel it and move through the different stages of grief: targeting, anger, depression, etc. Allowing it to really dissolve into acceptance, and in its own timing, in its own perfect order, right? Because it's not a linear process. You could be pissed off one day and feeling a little bit more accepting of it, and then go back straight to being pissed off and depressed. So, letting it kind of move through you in the waves, however it moves you. You can't escape that. That's part of the human experience. But he's here to remind you that, like, you've only lost, like, the human part, and that part is the part that is finite. It's the part that's temporary. The spirit, you didn't lose that. It's spirit's still there, right? Which here, but you don't quite feel here. Does that make sense? And so this is what he's here to help you with today, is to help you. He just what okay. So part of why he's here today, part of why we're connecting with him today is he's saying that he's there right say right now, as he kind of puts it, his focus for you is to ensure that you're not closing down your heart because you don't want to feel the sadness and you don't want to accept it that he's gone, because then it's like, oh, well, if he's gone, then I'm never going to talk to him again, I'm never going to feel him again. That could be further from the truth. This is when you get to actually, it's a different relationship or different type of relationship, but it can be so much more in depth and so much more magical now that he's in spirit, if you're open to it. Okay? But he's here to ensure that you're not closing down your heart simply because you don't want to feel the feelings. It feels like you're not quite letting yourself feel the things and you're not ready to accept it, and that's okay. You get to have your own process. If you feel sad, feel sad. If you feel depressed, feel depressed. You get to feel the things, though. Okay? If you're not ready to accept and you're angry that he's, that he's not here, like physically, and maybe you feel betrayed by that, then honor that. That's part of the process. One thing that I'm hearing that actually can help you, or I feel like it might be beneficial for you, is to speak to him out loud when you're feeling these things. Hey, Dad, I'm really sad. I'm missing you today. I miss giving you a hug. I miss your advice. I miss the, like whatever it is, speaking to him out loud, because it feels like it can be very cathartic and very therapeutic for you. Because again, I put him back, but that healing card, I'm being shown that healing card that I pulled. It can help with your healing and processing your grief. But he's very adamant. He's very adamant about you feeling rather than closing yourself off or distracting or numbing yourself in order to not feel the things. This is meant to make you more powerful, more sensitive, more open, not less. Okay? Just want to scroll through the comments. Okay. All the time. There's never not a moment I'm not thinking of it. Yeah, spot on. I sometimes feel like he's not with me anymore. And then I'm like, Logan, stop. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what that is, my dear, is just your doubt. It's kind of like the logical mind wanting to make sense of things and not quite finding a resolution. And that's letting your heart speak, or that's letting your mind make the decisions and create doubt. The best thing to do is, like, you're already doing it, but maybe just practice dropping into your heart. Like when you find yourself going into doubt, recognize it, call it out. Like, no, I'm in doubt right now, and I choose to go into knowing. Knowing is it transcends even belief, because it's pure knowing. And you already know that he's there. It's just, it lives in the heart. So you want to drop into your heart and feel with your heart. So that's why he's here saying, ensuring that you're not closing down your heart, because if you're closing down your heart, you're not going to be able to feel and know what you know. Does that make sense? there's um there's he's saying there's like tenfold of why he's ensuring that you don't close down your heart, and that's just one of the reasons why. Because then you're closing down your own knowing, your own intuition, your own creative force. And here's another thing we were talking about. We're gonna connect it to your reading before. From your reading before, is if you're feeling depressed or sad, draw it out, paint it out. You know, like you feel like a very artsy person to me. So draw it out. You know, if you feel anger, draw it out, or you get some paint and splatter it, and just like how you feel, and channel it into. It's going to be so therapeutic for you, my dear. Okay, it's going to help your heart heal and let go of the pain, but you're not going to let go of him. You can't. Like he said, you're his little girl. You always will be. You will never not be. You won't ever not be. That's something that goes on and that lives on eternally. It's eternal. Literally, it's eternal. You've actually, what I'm hearing, feeling, sensing now is like you've actually been through many lifetimes together. You're going to continue learning. You're like a soulmate, like a soulmate. And you like travel lifetimes together, learning, taking turns, teaching, learning, growing. It's like you're never not going to be together. You know, this is just like one experience that you can get so much out of. It can be so sacred, and you can honor it and honor him and his memory. You don't have to let him go. But you do. I would say it'd be highly beneficial for you to allow yourself to feel and grieve. Just because you're allowing those emotions to move through you doesn't mean you're going to lose him, or somehow the connection is going to disappear. Like if the grief, sometimes we hold on to our grief because we feel like that's what's connecting us to him, to our loved ones, when that's not the case. It's actually can be keeping us from hearing them more clearly. It could actually be blocking us from receiving the full breadth of that relationship. Okay? So don't close down your heart. You need that. He says it's your greatest gift and your greatest ally. Yeah. Because then he refers to like it connects you to everything, like literally connects you to everything. And it connects you to him. To me, he says. So just a little bit. So, okay. So would you be open to, it's like a small little, I guess, healing for the heart. I would say. Would you be open to that? Because that's what I'm feeling is like the final little like last gift here. And the best way I know how to describe it is like a little healing, little activation, healing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your consent. So I'm just going to connect. So I just want you to feel and rest your awareness on your heart space, your heart chakra, even your physical heart. All of them at once, or just one, whatever floats your goat, just as long as it's in that space. So Mother Mary is going to come in to actually help support with this like little like mini healing. She's really good with working with the heart. I've already said this once tonight with our other mediumship, and we did some healing. She came in as well. She's so good with working with the heart and supporting with that, mentoring with matters of the heart and within the heart. So she's kind of just stepping in. I see her standing in front of you in her kind of signature mudra with her arms open. And inviting you to connect heart to heart, open. So you could even like kind of just sit with your arms open, in a like a receptive, open posture. And she's just gonna facilitate, and I'm going to co-facilitate. So just breathing into that heart space. Breathing in and receiving the love, the nurturance, the compassion, the guidance, the knowing from Mother Mary. And just allowing your own messages to flow through, your own knowingness to flow through. So what I see her doing is going from like the open stance to kind of like putting her hands over your heart. And she's inviting you to release the sadness, release the grief, release the heaviness, the disbelief. You get to keep whatever you want to keep. But what she's encouraging you to give yourself permission to release as much as you can. Releasing everything that does not serve you. I actually see her hands glowing white over your heart space. And it seems kind of like, it feels like a transfer of energy. She's kind of helping dissolve excess grief, sadness, overwhelm. And I want you to just breathe into that space and allow yourself to be held. Being held by the Divine Mother, by one of the feminine archetypes. That is very masterful and skillful at supporting with all manners and matters of the heart. I just want you to breathe into that. I'm kind of working on other aspects of your energy. And I want you to just imagine that Mother Mary is giving you, she's literally placing a red rose in your field, in your auric field. You can now understand that you can change the color. You know, this is your gift from her. But you can, if you ever feel like it's taken, you know, all of the things on that it can, you could send it back up to source, create a new one, or have her create, you know, help you create a new one. But you can do it just by imagining it, just by knowing that it's there. But this is like a symbol, because one of her symbols is a rose. So she's bringing in also the wisdom of the rose. There's so much deep ancient wisdom within the rose. So since we just had like Valentine's Day here, maybe even consider buying yourself a rose or roses to just kind of take in the essence and being in that, like that essence of a rose, like smelling it and cherishing it like with your eyes and like feeling how soft it is, like really kind of getting into the frequency of the rose, because there's some deeper wisdom there that she's offering. And she kind of takes a step back out of your space. Her hands are in her traditional open-armed, handed mudra as she steps out of your space. And I'm just going to ground all of that energy. So all of this was orchestrated by Dad. the reading, everything, the timing of it all. This was all orchestrated by him. And it's kind of funny because he's like, kind of says this with a smirk. That, like, it's like an invitation to suspend your disbelief that he can't be in your life, like he's not in your life. It's like to suspend that doubt and almost remove that doubt. Like, hello. He's obviously still there. He's non-physical, which means he gets to do like really cool, magical, and miraculous stuff on behalf of you and for you. It's kind of like having an inside man. Like, we definitely have our higher selves and our guides and everything, but like, you know, when a passed on relative or loved one comes in and they're like a guide or an honorary guide, it's kind of like having an inside man, because not all of our guides have been in a body. Not all of them understand what it's like to actually be here. So sometimes the guidance can feel a little disconnected because they haven't been in a body. So they don't always know. But they're always, you know, a true guide that has our best, best and highest good in in their heart, in their mind. You know, won't lead us astray. You know, they're there for our highest and best good. You know, that's a true guide. Okay. But your dad's like, hello, I'm here. I'm here. How could I not be here? He's also encouraging you to feel the things. Okay. Let yourself express it through the art, through dance, through whatever it is, the grief, you know, whatever you're feeling, you need to honor it. Okay. It's sacred. Honor it. Let it out. Express it. Okay. Dad sends all of his love, and he's stepping out of my field and he's stepping away. Not away from you. He's in your field. He's just stepping away out of my field. He's with you. He's not going to leave you. So as I kind of ground myself back in and come back to myself, feel free to share any thoughts, feelings, insights, or whatever. I'm just going to take a moment. Doing medium, this is why I charge for mediumship, because I get kind of loopy. All right. Let me just kind of scroll through the comments here. No, he didn't. Logan is asking, did he present anything like that you could validate, like an object or a memory? Not when he was coming through, it was more typically when I do like mediumship, I don't typically get those things. Sometimes they come through and sometimes they don't. It's just part of, I find it's just part of how I work. But if he did have some kind of like memory or object or whatever, he would have I feel like he would have expressed that. Okay. Yeah, no, like I was saying, it feels like l most of your guides, I feel like I was saying, your dad comes in as like an honorary guide to let your team know what it's like to be in a body. Does that, maybe rewatch your I am so I don't have language now. Um, I would encourage you to when I get it uploaded, it'll be part 2, uh, because we had to stop the live and everything and get back on. But I would encourage you to rewatch this reading because we definitely touched on that. Okay? Ooh, I'm even lightheaded. Um, but dad is coming in as an honorary because from what I can sense and feel, your guides haven't been in a body. Uh yeah, how I feel and sense things is very yeah, I'm definitely not always yeah, I don't work as like an evidential. It's more like I feel things very empathically. Sometimes I get images. They're usually pretty brief and like it's a knowing. So I don't always get like these things. It's more about like the message. I'm definitely not like a Tyler Henry or a John Edwards, which they're very like evidential. Um, and it could be because like I wonder about this myself. I'm like, is this because I'm kind of these gifts just opened for me like kind of like mid last year? I've always been very intuitive and always been able to like help cross people over and been connected to that side. But like all of a sudden, family that had passed over were coming to me like that I hadn't thought of in like years, and they're coming to me and they're helping me open these gifts. And I'm like, okay. So it's all still kind of new to me, newish, new adjacent. Does that make sense? But I hope like still, even such, I hope that it's all been um, substantial and validating for you nonetheless. Um, this has been such an amazing reading. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's my honor. No, I really do. I really do. It really is an honor to facilitate. Okay. Um, I've always been connected to spirit and sensitive. I just started my mediumship. Yeah. Yeah, same. Same. About yeah, mid-year. I don't even remember when it was, but it was like all of a sudden people were asking on my lives, "Do you do mediumship?" And I'm a bridge, so I can just kind of do whatever is being asked of. Let's do it. Let's play. So that's beautiful that you've done the same thing. Yeah, of course. Sending you all the love, Logan. Let me know. Like, feel free to reach out and let me know if you have any uh, additional insights or anything. And it was a pleasure and an honor. Okay. Sending you all the love. Okay, I just want to make sure. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. It's